Running a little bit behind, and my apologies. We'll start with a call to order. Jennifer, will you take roll?
Councilmember Alberish.
Here.
Councilmember Brown. Councilmember Gold.
Here.
Councilmember Wall. Mayor Domkowski.
Here, thank you. And it's Pledge of Allegiance to kick things off. Would you guys like to lead us at the microphone? We'll help you out. We won't leave you out there. All right. You don't want to do it? Okay. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good, thank you. All right, we'll move right on to public communications. Any members of the public that would like to comment on any item that's not on the agenda are invited to do so now. Just remember that we can only do 5 of these, 3 minutes each, and we can't act on any non-agendized items. Those can be referred to staff for a future agenda. Are there any members of the public that would like to make a comment? Participants, yeah, okay. Yeah. Do you want to, Thomas, you want to come in?
Yes, thank you very much. Good evening, council folks. I just wanted to share a bit of sad news that the town lost a great volunteer and a longtime member of the Woodside Open Space Committee with Birk Henriksen, who passed away January 11th. And I just thought you might want to be aware of that if you weren't already. He did a lot of great work helping us with the dusky-footed wood rat and the golf course, helping them to facilitate some mitigation and help protect this very important species. So I just wanted to make the town council aware of his passing, and you might want to recognize all of the effort that he put forth for the community.
That's an excellent idea. Thank you, Tom. We'll put that on the list. We appreciate the heads up. Thank you. Any other members of the public? Okay, seeing none, we'll close public comment and we will move on to a presentation for the Public Works Department for 2025's accomplishments. I hand that off to you, Cindy, or yes, okay. Or Jason, I don't want to preempt, but looking backwards here a bit.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Take this opportunity to present the accomplishments that we did public works projects in 2025. The first project was Kenya crosswalk project. We installed 2 crosswalks, rapid flashing beacons. One was at Kenyatta Road and Romero Road. There was already an existing crosswalk, but the first button was Kings Mountain. So let's talk about Kings Mountain. This is Kings Mountain at Highway 84. There was no crosswalk there. So on the right side, you see the after picture where there was high visibility crosswalk that was installed with the rapid flashing beacon. The location at Kenyatta and Romero already had a crosswalk, but we improved that by installing the rapid flashing beacon. The total project cost was $293,000. The project was completed in April 2025. The next project is solar. We did the re-roofing of Town Hall and Independence Hall and also installed the solar panels. The last step of the project connecting the solar to the PG&E grid is going to happen this Friday. The total cost of the project was $84,000. 2025 road rehab project. We microsurfaced 5 miles of road. Here are some pictures. Some of the roads on the left, you see Whiskey Hill before and after. Northridge Lane. The total cost of the project was $632,000. 2025 hazardous tree removal project. A total 33 eucalyptus and pine trees were removed and 2 defensible spaces. One was Joan Olson Preserve and Tripp Road. This project costed us $421,000, and the project was completed in August 2025. There are some pictures before and after. This is on Kenyatta Road, Wynyard Hill. A small project, this came out of the circulation committee, Glenwood Avenue. There's already a 3-way stop there, but we added these flashing stop signs. This was recently completed, probably September, August timeframe. There was some interior painting done in the museum. Before and after pictures. And then a crew, we have contractors do ongoing tree removal when we get a request about dead trees or fallen tree branches, which the crew cannot, it's too big for the crew. We have private companies, contractors do that work for us. Some of the pictures for these trees, just going through. And the town crew work, this is all town crew, the 4 crew members we have. I see the tree trimming, they do the weeds, trail maintenance. A lot of trail maintenance happens over the course of, I would say, the entire year. Some of the weed work you see here, and on the right is also trail maintenance. We install, these are special projects. We have a new picnic bench up front in Town Hall, right across the parking lot here. On the top, you see the guardrail that was damaged. That was also done by the crew. And this is Barclay Fields on the right where we had the sod installed. This night work this is emergency work where the crew comes in when there's, the tree fell. This was recent work. This was in December. Storm clearing happens in October and it's ongoing during the storm. Thank you. If you had any questions, I'd have to answer.
Wonderful, thank you. Any questions for Cindy or the Public Works team?
Quick comment.
Yeah.
I just wanted to thank you guys for the unbelievable work you do, especially the storm clearing and the night work. And it's pretty treacherous out there and it does not go unnoticed. We appreciate it.
I'll second that. One of the great things that happened to me is I get to walk my dogs in the morning and I see the crew out there at 7 in the morning clearing culverts in front of a rainstorm or a bunch of seasons of debris along roadsides. The crew is amazing. I think managerially you all do so much with pretty limited resources. It's always impressive what you are able to accomplish. And I do think we're entering a new period for Public Works with an expansionary period with civic philanthropy coming into the mix, and that's going to be very exciting. A lot of wonderful projects ahead, and I didn't mean to jump over you, Louis. I want to officially welcome you to the town. Thank you for bringing your 20 years of experience and your leadership. We're looking forward to partnering with you and maintaining and improving all this vital infrastructure here in the town of Woodside. So welcome aboard. Thank you. Thank you. Are there more questions? Great. Yeah, we're just commenting. Yeah. Oh. We can be formal for sure. Are there any members of the public that would like to speak on that presentation that we just saw?
Hanson has raised her hand.
Hey, wonderful job. Ms. Hanson, welcome.
Hi, thank you very much. The one question I have is about solar and PG&E. Multiple citizens have had frustrations with the process to install solar as well as get PG&E to accommodate hooking up to the grid. So my question is, when was the town hall solar installed? What is the expectation for when that will be activated? Thank you very much.
Great. Cindy or Jason?
Yeah, Cindy's very well aware of this.
The solar panels were installed in the beginning of the year 2025, but we had issues with scheduling, or a contractor had issues with scheduling the solar. We hope it's going to be done this Friday. And that's what we received the date as Friday, the 30th. So hopefully it's done.
That solar project was in connection with effort that we partnered with people. I think my connection with this question, maybe I will refresh everyone's memory that on that PCE project and sort of how that solar project came to be.
Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of information on the PCE. I came just during the installation, but I think Yaz worked on the coordination with PCE, and I worked on the installation of the roof. I did not prepare the answers.
That's okay, Cindy. Brandy, who does sustainability, worked with the PCE. We have met with PCE. They're going to be rolling out more grant giveaways to the community. And so we will be providing that information on our social media accounts to get the next round of grant funding that they are attempting to get out to the public, which has more battery back storage, I think is what they're looking at. And so we did work with one of the programs that they had originally, and Brandy, our sustainability team member, worked with PCE, and we still work with PCE. I've met with them now on multiple occasions talking about how we can incorporate some of their giveaways into our community and get people just backup energy, essentially, so that when they are dealing with any type of a fire or the PSPS zone in the area that Miss Hansen lives in, I think they constantly fly a helicopter out there when they're under that instance. And so just trying to figure out different energy options. So PCE will be rolling out new grants. Whatever we utilize to put solar on our building is now over with them, is my understanding.
Okay, any other comments from the public? Okay, seeing none, we will go back to council deliberations, and it sounds like you have some comments to make, Jen.
So really just some more things. So really always impressed by the work that the Public Works Department does. I mean, it's really just, we can't emphasize enough how important it is to maintain the beauty of Woodside, the safety of Woodside, and just make it a really wonderful place for all of us to live. I wanted to emphasize in particular the crosswalk work. So the Kings Mountain at Highway 84 and the Romero at Kenyatta. I've heard nothing but praise and thanks from the school community. Those are both safe routes to school corridors. And those efforts by the Public Works Department have really made it safer for our elementary and middle school age children to walk and bike to school. So that's very much appreciated by the school community. And I see that, I get that feedback from that community. So I wanted to pass that on. On the solar EV project, that was, like we just talked about, the result of a partnership with PCE. And I believe was made more affordable because we partnered with PCE. And there's a little bit more work to do, but I think it sets Independence Hall up to become a building where we can actually do battery storage. And it could be a place, a resiliency place where if we have big storms or the power goes out in town, that's not available right now, but in the future that is a possibility. I think that's a really important resource, or could become a really important resource for residents. I always love hearing about the road rehab project. Those pictures are just really show in visceral terms like the improvements that you all make. So thank you for that. And my last note kind of bundles into my comment on the crosswalk. So the Glenwood Avenue improvements as well. I would have included that. That's also a safe route to school corridor. So thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment how responsive the department has been. Every single time that a resident comes to me or I come to them and say, can we do something, a problem that fix almost overnight? It's a very, very fast response time. The community knows that, appreciates that, and that's what I want to keep that maintained going forward. Thank you.
Great. Any other comments from council? All right, well, we will certainly accept your report and thank you again. We'll move on to town manager report, and maybe just as a important ancillary item, we should give a report out at this time from closed session. If I could hand that off to Eugene.
So in closed session this evening, the town council authorized staff to engage in initial exploratory information gathering discussions in response to Caltrans inquiry regarding a potential sale of state-owned property, which is identified on the closed session agenda. Thank you.
Mr. Ledbetter.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor and Woodside Town Council. This is the town manager's report. So just to piggyback on the last item, and Council Member Wall pointed something out that we are currently working on behind the scenes with PCE, is to take it to the next step and look at battery storage options and different grants that PCE might be running. And so that is our next step, combined with more EV options out in the parking area. Town staff will hold interviews this Thursday for the Administrative Services Director position. The organization continues to move forward with focus on delivering the following items: the Old La Honda Road Stormwater Project in the spring of 2026. 303 Hillside Drive is going to start really any day now in early February. Alta Vista Alley Stormwater Project should be kicking off in spring of 2026. Managing the deliverables of the sewer capacity study. We hope to have results back by the end of March. Redesign and Caltrans approval for the bike and ped improvement project east of I-280. Transitioning the conceptual design for the median beautification project to a formal engineered plan. Continuing the TCAP process. Formalizing the housing element deliverables, which will entail the assistant town manager coming back to council with staff prioritized housing element deliverables to juxtapose that with any other alterations that town council may have on that priority list. Right now, the deliverables that are currently being worked on the housing element are the TCAP themselves and the sewer capacity study. And then finally, very exciting news that Louis Sun, our new town engineer, this is his first meeting here this evening, so I'm going to kick it over to him and allow him to introduce himself.
Thank you, Town Manager. Good evening, Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem and council members. Louis Sun, and I am honored to be your Public Works Director and Town Engineer. I'm very excited to be part of this team. And as you can see, our Public Works Department has done great things in 2025. And I look forward to working with the council, working with our city leadership and our city staff and the community to make improvements, to do greater things in 2026. Thank you.
You. Questions for the town manager and his report? Go ahead, Jen.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I just two quick ones. One was I may have missed a staff meeting. So the redesign for the bike lane project, did anything happen with that in terms of, I mean, what's the update on the ask for the bike lanes to be realigned?
Absolutely. I'm going to kick that over to Public Works because I think they have an update on how that's going.
So, Mayor, if I can clarify the question you're asking about the Highway 84 east of 280, the project. So
Yes.
That project, staff have submitted 100% review questions to the consultant, NV5. And this afternoon, we just received their response and the reply back from our comments. So we have a meeting with them tomorrow. Cindy and I are going to be meeting with them. We're also evaluating their response. And tomorrow we'll find out more. Staff is very well aware of the timeline and the deadline that we have, and we will do everything to make sure we get this project completed before that deadline.
Okay, so they made comments about whether or not they might be able to make some adjustments in response to public's request.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I can give a little bit more background. Louis is obviously very new here, but yeah, Sean has continued to work with Mr. Lubin, who had brought his concerns forward. I've spoken to Mr. Lubin. He is very satisfied with what we're attempting to do. NV5 was making some adjustments to the engineered plan design at no cost to us because we pointed out to them that there were some discrepancies in what was technically allowable with Caltrans. And so we really pushed back to make sure that they made some adjustments at no cost. And so there'll be a compromise, but we think we're going to be able to meet Mr. Lubin's needs ultimately through this process.
Fantastic update. Thank you. And then secondly, I know we have planning commission appointments coming up. How's our candidate pool looking?
So we have received, I believe, 2 applications. One's out of district, which is a current planning commissioner, and one is in District 1, and then I think it's District 6 is the other one. That I did receive an email from that incumbent, and he said he is going to reapply. And I think that's all I know of, unless Jennifer, anything further? No. Okay, so thank you. I believe I
think it's 3. Three.
It's with 3. Thank you. Yes. Yes. In District 1, the current incumbent has moved districts, but he has reapplied. Since the council can, by a 4/5 vote, potentially appoint someone out of district, although we did have a new applicant for District 1.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Any other questions for town manager? Yes. Member Wall.
So thank you for the recap of the housing element deliverables. From what I understand, you said the council, you will be bringing into council at an upcoming meeting an update on our housing element deliverables. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. And I heard you mention the TCAP and the sewer capacity study, but I'm wondering, are we going to get an update on progress towards the parcels and development of the parcels that show up on our housing element?
Yeah, absolutely. That will be the backbone of, right now I'm just showcasing that the TCAP and the sewer are actually in the housing element. And so those are the 2 current items that we're technically working on. And then behind the scenes, we're looking at ultimately the 2 sites and then ordinances that we think we can deliver in 2026. And so we have a short list of those right now. And utilizing our new assistant town manager after we get this administrative service director position filled, that will be a task where she will really bridge the gap in driving these items forward. And then we will be bringing to you what we're stating are our priorities. And then you will have your opportunity to redirect those priorities for us ultimately. But the priorities will come directly out of the housing element with what we believe we should be working on, and we will come forward to you at a later date, showcasing to you what that looks like and what the work plan looks like.
Do you have any sense of when, like which council meeting we can expect that at?
At the moment, really the priority for the town is to get this admin services director position filled. And if we are unsuccessful doing that, my focus has to shift to an interim option so that we can get our budget started at this point. And so that's where, if all works out in the perfect world that hopefully does exist for us through this process, then I would think that within 90 days, we would be back in front of you with ultimately, hey, this is kind of where we've prioritized the deliverables that are currently in the housing element.
So do you feel at all that our housing element compliance is at risk, or is it more that work is happening behind the scenes, we're moving forward, things are progressing, and you will only be ready to kind of update the council in 90 days?
Yeah, I think if I were to look at the housing element hypothetically right now, we have 2 actions moving forward that ultimately really one of those actions really determines everything else that happens. So the sewer study is needing to get completed before anything else truly can take off. But ultimately, it's hard for me to state what HCD looks at as compliance with, anybody when it comes to the housing element. So I would hate to speak on terms of what they consider to be us, successful within the housing element itself. So within the scope of the work that we currently have signed up and the things that I have listed and the oversight that we have, I think I'm kind of prioritizing coming to you within the next 90 days to gain better understanding that I understand what the priority is and that our priority is aligned with what the council would like to see. But as an example, I mean, I could just list what those priorities are for you. Ultimately, right now, they're written on my whiteboard in my office. So
I guess I'm just trying to understand the priority setting process that you're talking about. So isn't our priority to comply with the housing element that we got certified by HCD?
yes, there's like 100 deliverables in that document. And so I think that we have to prioritize what we think are the most important deliverables. And so that's what I'm saying. So ultimately, I've looked through that document with the attorney and with the planning director, and we've kind of loosely articulated what we think are the priorities. And so we're about to kick that off, I guess, ultimately. And so we will be coming to you to make sure, obviously, every single item in there is a priority, but some of them I believe are weighted higher than others. And so we will be bringing that to you to make sure that everyone is on the same page through the process.
And if I could just add that the housing element itself, some of how the priorities are getting set are driven by the housing element. There's different target deadlines for the different deliverables. So a lot of them are focused on the larger items that have upcoming dates that we've committed to in the housing element.
Makes sense. Well, actually, question for you, Sage. Isn't there an upcoming report out that can you maybe?
Yeah, so we will in March be bringing you what's called the annual progress report. So that's due to HCD by April 1st of each year. So we always make sure that comes to the council before submitting it to HCD.
Thanks.
Okay, any other questions for the town manager? Okay, hearing none. Any questions from the public on anything that was mentioned today? Seeing none, we will close public and close the item and move on to the consent agenda. All items on the consent will be done with a single roll call motion, unless anyone would like to pull an item for further discussion and deliberation. Are there any items that any member of the council would like to pull off the consent? Seeing none, are there any items that the public would like us to pull? Seeing none, we will entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar. Thank you.
Second. Second.
Councilmember Alberish,
Yes.
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Councilmember Gold,
Yes.
Councilmember Wall, Mayor Domkowski.
Yes, thank you. Volunteer committee updates?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, Woodside Town Council, this is Jason Ledbetter, the Volunteer Committee Updates. The next Arts and Culture Committee First Friday event is on February 6th from 7 to 8 p.m. with poet Nancy Meyer, interviewed by Veronica Kornberg. Flyers are in the back of the room, or you can view on the town's website calendar, and that is the only committee update this evening.
Okay, thank you. Council communications, anyone have anything to share? Yes.
One March 21, another one April 25. For our seniors and the community, understand better how to deal with and handle memories. And we are working together and African work all out and we're trying to do it and using that. Let's go.
Are both events the same topic?
Same, elements, the same topic.
Different elements, okay. Great. Thank you for doing that. Any other communications?
Yeah, I got
Yes.
one. I have two.
Great.
So I am hearing that this is likely to be a robust state legislative session for e-bikes. And wanted to make the council and anybody who's listening aware that Senator Josh Becker is having a virtual town hall on e-bikes, on e-bike safety at 5 p.m. Tomorrow evening. So anybody that's interested in e-bike safety, I encourage you to attend. And then another topic I wanted to raise is there have been a number or two concerning reports of large, I guess the term is pelotons. I hadn't quite known to use it in that way, but groups of bikers. One was several months ago where a group of bikers, a peloton, sort of rode past some equestrians, and it was not done in a safe way. More recently, we learned that there were some Woodside Elementary School students taking a field trip to the general store, and a group of pelotons, rode past them in an unsafe way, and there were actually some equestrians present as well. Anyway, I think our wonderful town staff is looking into this and figuring out, is there anything more that we could do, given that we're kind of seeing, and I don't think this is a new problem, but just because it's not a new problem doesn't mean we shouldn't look at it and think about what we could do to possibly address it. I mean, I think, arguably our number one job is to ensure that Woodside is safe, and we're hearing reports that that there might be some unsafe activity happening. And so I guess I'm bringing this up now. So fellow council members, if you become aware of any other incidents where this happens, please do let me or the town staff know so that we can incorporate that into the kind of fact-finding effort that we're doing.
That is a great suggestion, and I will definitely do that because, as Councilmember Wall pointed out, the person that originally had brought this to our attention daylit that they were at Rosewood USA Cycle, and so I think we're going to be discussing this at circulation. We do have a response back from the attorney that will be providing you tomorrow, and a member of the public as well. But I think it boils down to we're going to have a discussion at the next circulation committee with our two San Mateo County Sheriff Officer Bike Patrol, and they've been brought up to date on this as well, because ultimately, depending on whether or not a bike lane exists, doesn't give us the flexibility to make any enforcement, but we can strategically possibly start working better with the school so that we can place these police officers in very strategic locations.
Okay. Any other council communications? Okay, I'll just mention that there's a badge pinning ceremony tomorrow, as we have a bunch of promotions at the fire department with a retirement that has occurred and a new chief. So Jason, myself, and I believe you, Paul, 3 of us will be there. We're also, that's great. First hour. I don't know why. I have 1 hour to, all right, I'll tag you in after the first hour. And we didn't really get an update quite yet, but I know we're working on a new sheriff meet and greet for March 18 or 19. Is that still being ironed out, or do we have a?
Yeah, we lost location just because we had 2 meetings in this building at that time, but I will, the clerk is currently working on that and working with the office of the elected official, I believe, that, yeah, Supervisor Mueller is working on that. So I don't know if we have nothing's been firmed up at this point.
Okay.
We're looking at an alternative location, possibly the firehouse itself.
All right.
One quick comment. Our 2 last bureau chiefs here from the sheriff's department were promoted. Mark and Frank. Frank is in charge of all the jails, I think. And Mark Myers is the CLO of the sheriff's department now. He's both very well-deserved promotions, and I'm glad to see them in those positions. They're good folks.
Good folks. We are quite the stepping stool. Okay. I think with that, unless there aren't any more comments, we will adjourn here at 7:47. Thank you all. Oh, that was sort of a tentative hit. Sorry about that.